Today I'll be going over how I use Reaper for VoiceOver. I get a lot of questions from people, and I figured it would just be easier to make a visual tutorial instead of trying to walk people through it. A little background on me: I do audiobooks for Audible. I've done some video game work, and I do some work for the local radio station here in town. I plan to make a bunch of short videos instead of having one big long video that you have to kind of dig through to try and find the info you're looking for. They do have their own tutorials on Reaper's website, but even the one that's specific to VoiceOver has tons of information you may not use and some stuff I've kind of changed up to make it more convenient for me. So the first step is to download Reaper, which is a DAW, a D-A-W, a digital audio workstation. Examples of other DAWs would be Audacity or Adobe Audition, which I've used both. I don't really like Audacity. Audition is nice, but you do have to pay monthly. It's subscription-based, so I prefer Reaper. You just pay once and it's yours. I recommend downloading one more thing before getting started. It's called SWS Extension. This is the website right here. I'm not going to get into it now, but I'll cover it in a future video. SWS just gives you a bunch of extra plugins. For those of you that don't know, a plugin just adds extra features into your DAW. One of these in particular lets you scan your audio levels or your RMS, which I'll cover in the future. The reason I recommend downloading this first is Reaper doesn't recognize any plugins until you've rebooted Reaper. So here's Reaper. Mine looks a little different just because I've kind of customized it to my liking. I think when you start it up, it does have some sort of like master thing down at the bottom. I just got rid of that. I like having more room to look at my waveforms. Makes it easier to edit. The first thing you need to do is create a track to record. To do that, you can double-click the empty space over here, or you can right-click and add the track. You can add more tracks if you like by double-clicking again, but we'll only start with one for now. I like to click right here and drag all the way down, just to make the track bigger so I can see more detail in my waveforms. It makes it easier to edit and see small details such as clicks and pops in the recording. Alright, in order to record, we need to arm the track. See this little circle right here? Just give it a click. Once it lights up red, you're ready to record. Another thing I would do is go up here to this little volume icon, click it a few times. If that's on, it'll automatically play back anything you're recording. Since it's digital, it does have a little bit of delay. A lot of audio interfaces have mic monitoring built in, and it's instant, whereas Reaper, it kind of takes a second. So for me, it actually throws me off because I'll say something and I'll hear it back a second later. I don't like that, so I just turn that completely off. If you have your mic plugged in and everything set up properly, you should see some movement right here. If not, you want to make sure you have your mic selected as an input in Windows settings. I usually have it pulled up down here just so I can control my inputs and my outputs. You can just go down here, right-click the volume icon, and then it'll bring it up. If that doesn't work, you'll need to check your preferences in Reaper. So you just go up here, down to Preferences, and then you're good. Once you have a signal, you can just hit record and you're ready to go. I'll be covering tons of different topics on Reaper in the future. I'll be covering fade in, fade out, rendering, controlling the volume, scanning the RMS, noise removal, setting shortcuts, all that stuff. If you have any questions or something specific that you'd like covered, feel free to drop a comment below, and I'll try my hardest to include it in a future video. Thanks for watching.